Geoff Calkins and Ronald Tillery here. We just saw the Grizzlies wrap-up press conference. We'll start with Mike Conley. What'd you make of it?
Well, Mike Conley, very calmly but very firmly, I think, suggested two things about his offseason and free agency. One, the Grizzlies are going to have to pay him. And in that regard, he talked about how he was on a bargain contract. He's worked very hard to outperform it. He even said, listen, we don't get paid too much money. So he's expecting a payday. And then B, he wants to see how competitive the Grizzlies will be based on the moves they make. And they'll be making a lot of moves before they actually sign him.
To me, that was the most interesting thing. Yesterday at the game, he suggested, it sounded like he was just coming back. Whereas today he said, it's very different than Marc's situation last year. Mm-hmm. Now there's a lot of uncertainty, and I'm basically going to wait and see what they do.
Yeah. He's got to know that for the next 5 years, and it'll be 4 for Marc at this point, that they can get back to competing at the top of the Western Conference and not just trying to make the playoffs.
Some other things that were interesting, Matt Barnes reiterated he would like to come back.
If they're competitive.
If they're competitive. That was a constant theme. If they're competitive, if they're competitive. Dave Yeager was interesting. Yesterday he was emotional. Today, I don't know that he was short, but he was asked, he said, I won't be here. Basically, you won't see me till July 1. And then asked if he won't be, but won't you be part of the draft process? He said, nope. What did that mean?
Yeah, I don't know if he was pulling our leg or not, but it would be highly unusual for a coach not to be involved in the draft, particularly this year when they have the 17th pick. It's not a super high pick, but let's face it, it's an important pick because they have to draft well. We always hear about, well, it's a weak draft. Every year, everybody says it's a weak draft unless there's a LeBron in it. But the Spurs got Kawhi Leonard in 2011 with the 15th pick. So it's up to the front office to go get a quality player. That's when the offseason really starts. And then recruit some high-level players, younger players, more athletic players in free agency.
I thought the good thing that happened today is Marc once again reiterated his recovery is going well ahead of schedule. It has been ahead of schedule all year long. To me, apart from what they do this offseason, his foot is the most important thing that can happen is to get well.
Well, it was good to hear Mike Conley talk about being cautious, and that was based on Mario Chalmers rupturing his Achilles. And Gasol said multiple times, I'm going to start being more cautious.
Yep.
I tried to push through this thing, this pain felt familiar, and then I broke my foot. So he's on schedule, but you're not going to see Marc Gasol playing through a lot of pain and injury like he has in the past, and it's the smart thing to do.
Interesting times. It'll be an interesting summer for the Grizzlies. We will be back to talk to you soon.